While I was away on my mini vacation, we officially ended the second quarter, which means that Tesla has just released unofficial estimates for the number of cars it made and delivered during Q2 2017. And as a reminder, it's unofficial because Tesla has yet to reconcile its books and go through all the quarterly paperwork, some of which still has to make its way back to Tesla headquarters, before it makes those figures official as part of the quarterly earnings report we can expect to see sometime in August. Although Tesla's estimates are generally accurate, the numbers given in the estimates do tend to be pessimistic and are often revised upwards in the official earnings report. So you should treat these figures accordingly. And of course, I'm not an investor or a financial advisor, so if you decide to do anything financial off the back of what Tesla's estimates say, you should seek financial advice first. Okay, with that disclaimer out of the way, we can get on with the rest of this episode. Following on from a record-breaking Q1 in which it delivered a total of 25,051 cars, Tesla estimates that it delivered just over 22,000 cars in the second quarter of this year. This puts total vehicle deliveries for the first half of the year at 47,100 vehicles, barely squeaking into the 47,000 to 50,000 vehicle production guidance Tesla predicted it would achieve earlier this year, but still 53% higher than the delivery figures achieved by the company for the same period last year. With Tesla aiming for a total of more than 100,000 vehicle deliveries this year, Wall Street has taken Q2 delivery figures quite hard, with some analysts, including Goldman Sachs, becoming increasingly bearish about Tesla's fortunes, lowering Tesla stock prices by about 9% in the past few days alone. But, says Tesla, there's a really good reason for those Model S and Model X deliveries being a little lower than it had predicted, and it's to do with battery shortage of the largest 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack found in its flagship Model S P100D and Model X P100D models. As Tesla detailed in a press release issued on Monday, it suffered a severe production shortfall of 100 kilowatt-hour battery packs during the first part of that quarter. It resulted in less production of higher-end cars than it had hoped, which, in turn, affected its overall figures. I should note, too, that given Tesla makes more money on its higher-end models than it does on its basic models, that could also have a negative impact on quarterly earnings, although we're going to have to wait until August to find out for sure. What exactly caused a shortfall in production for the high-capacity 100 kilowatt-hour packs? Well, sadly, Tesla failed to go into specifics, but instead stated that the batteries themselves are made using new technologies on new production lines. It's not clear if those production lines are at the Tesla Gigafactory, but if I had to guess, I'd say they were, since Tesla states in its press release that the technology challenge grows exponentially with energy density. If we assume these cells are being produced at the Gigafactory and production is still ramping up there, it would explain the production average some 40% below demand until the start of June, by which point Tesla said it had resolved the issue and enjoyed one of its best monthly order and delivery figures of its history. It's also worth noting that Tesla specifically chose to mention Model X build quality in its press release, noting that very few Model X cars rolling off the production line today are suffering any quality control problems, something that certainly wasn't true a year ago when Model X production was being held back by a whole slew of quality control issues in the factory and immediately after delivery. Delivery figures to customers were also likely impacted this quarter by Tesla's push to add fully loaded high-end Model S and Model X cars to its service loaner fleet, something which it says was needed because it always wants its service loaner cars to be better than the car being serviced. And of course, while those cars do count as being delivered from an accounting point of view, they're actually delivered to Tesla rather than Tesla customers. And that, of course, means that less high-end Model S and Model X cars get to customers, which I'm sure is one of the reasons that analysts are starting to worry that Model X and Model S orders are beginning to plateau. Naturally, Tesla is more optimistic and says that provided global economic conditions do not worsen considerably, it hopes that combined Model S and Model X deliveries in the second half of this year will likely exceed that of the first half of the year. Given that it will be focused more on Model 3, however, I'm curious as to what that will look like in reality. Talking of Model 3, Tesla also announced on Monday that the first certified production Model 3 car that meets all of the necessary regulatory requirements will be finished this week, several weeks ahead of schedule. Serial production, therefore, for Model 3 will be in full swing by Friday, and the first batch of Model 3 cars, around 30 in total, will be delivered to customers at the Fremont factory on July 28th. Interestingly, Tesla still hasn't released official pricing for Model 3 options yet. So far, all we know is that those initial customers will be offered a choice of 18 or 19-inch wheels, plus a choice of different colours. And since it's expected that Tesla employees will be among the first to get their hands on a Model 3, they were given early access to the reservation system, we may not hear specifics on pricing for some time to come. What do you make of Tesla's delivery estimates for the end of Q2? What do you make of the news that Tesla is ready to produce a Model 3 in just a few days' time? And do you think that Tesla's second half of the year will be plain sailing or more hiccups? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to help keep those wind turbines spinning by switching to New Zealand's only carbon zero certified renewable electricity company. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nikki Gordon Bloomfield, and until next time, hug a tree. Bye.